Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Viking Sports Report. I'm Athletic Director Doug Stotler. Today, we're going to be talking about things all baseball. But prior to that, we want to mention two things. First of all, we want to remind you that the 2011 Athletics Banquet will be held on May the 4th this year, and that will also include the Hall of Fame induction of 6 new Hall of Famers and 9 pre-existing Hall of Famers. That will be May 4th, 2011. The banquet will be held in the field house. We also want to remind you that the 2011 golf tournament date has moved back slightly in order to hopefully entice better weather. June 22nd will be the Jefferson College Scholarship Fundraising Golf Tournament at the Teamsters Camp in Peevely, Missouri. Now back to all things baseball for Viking Athletics and head baseball coach Sam Carel. Coach, great to see you on a great day. Weather is always an issue for you.
Yes, it is. It's an issue for you as well. So it's a beautiful day today. We have 3 rivers today, and we're excited to get a couple more in.
Coach, 2011 has really gotten here quickly in terms of baseball, and we're nearly 3/4 of the way through your schedule. The pitching has held up.
Yes.
Tell the fans that are watching about your pitching and where things stand at the moment. Got a lot of things to cover, but I always like to start with those pitchers.
Sure, I think you pitched in college
That's
yourself.
Exactly
right. Definitely our pitching's been our strength this year. There's no question about it. Our starting pitching's been pretty short of phenomenal, to be honest. Mark McClellan's been very good for us, sophomore transfer in from southeastern Iowa. He's 4-1 on the year with a sub-3 ERA. Dane Grunwald, left-handed arm, who beat Maple Woods the other day. He's 4-0 as well, same type of ERA, sub-3. Dalton Friend, who hasn't seen as much time the last few weeks. He's our returning sophomore. Last year he was number 2 to Matt Stites, who of course is now with the University of Missouri. He's been very good for us, 4-0 in the early going, but he's taken a few weeks off here. He's had an impingement in his shoulder. We should anticipate getting him back here in about 2 weeks. AJ Walkenhorst, freshman right-hander from up at Fort Zumwalt. He's been very good as well. He's 4-0. His ERA is a little bit higher than the other gentleman that I mentioned, but he's been good as well for us on the mound. Tyler Thompson, freshman from down in South Pemiscot High School in Steele, Missouri. He's 4-2 on the year with a couple saves. He's been good for us. He's going to get the start today, and he's going to look to be in the rotation here for the rest of the year. We may use him some more in relief. We've done that a little bit with him some. He's been in relief, and then he's gotten a spot start here or there. But with Dalton Friend still on the mend, we anticipate starting him and having him in the rotation for the next couple weeks.
Coach, you got a lot of guys, 4-0, 5-0, 4-2. Where's that put your overall record at this
point?
Right
now we're 26-10. We've played pretty well according to our record. But if you've gone out and you've seen us play, I think a lot of people would agree we still haven't really played our best baseball yet. But we have gone out there, we've gotten quality pitching, and we've gone out and we've competed hard from a position standpoint. So when you get good quality pitching and you play hard and you make some plays defensively, always gives yourself a chance to win. And we've been able to do that.
Well, let's move into the defense since you mentioned that. Obviously, the pitchers have to rely on good defenders up the middle, but talk about all of your defenders. Yeah,
our defense has been really pretty good this year. We anticipated it being decent, but maybe not as good as it has been this year. On the left side of the infield, we've had a platoon of guys from Josh Herrick to Sage Boehner to Nathan Guile. All 3 of those guys have done a pretty good job for us over there. At shortstop, we've had Nathan Goro, who's a transfer in from Wichita State University. He's played very well over at short. In fact, he's fun to watch defensively. Haven't said that about too many guys, but he is fun to watch out there defensively. He makes some really good plays and has a good arm. Casey Goss, returning sophomore for us, obviously from last year. He's playing over at second base. He's been pretty short of outstanding over at second base. Does a very good job of turning to double play. Him and Goro have been very good up the middle. In fact, I think we've turned 35 double plays this year as a team, which is pretty good at this level with still these many games to play. So he's done well. And then Fred Ford over at first base, freshman. He's probably been, and we talked about this, we had a team meeting the other day, he's probably the best defensive first baseman I've ever seen at any level, whether that's low professional ball, Division I baseball, or junior college. His footwork over there is pretty unique. And I think even you've made the comment to me before how well he moves around the bag. And a guy who is 6'5" and that lengthy to be able to be as agile as he is, that's a nice attribute to have.
Well, your players made fun of him because I compared Fred Ford and his footwork to Fred Astaire.
Yes,
and
yes.
they all chuckled and laughed, but looked at me and then said, "Who's Fred Astaire?" So
That's right.
I've got to explain that he's perhaps
You're
one
showing
of the
your
best.
age.
Exactly.
You're showing your age there, Coach.
Exactly. Let's move on.
Yes,
Let's go
sir.
right to the offense and the hitters. You guys,
Definitely.
you've got a lot of guys with some power.
We do. We have some juice, obviously, in the middle lineup with Fred Ford, who has 10 home runs already this year, and Drew Levi, who has 5. Had a big day the other day against Maple Woods. We do have some juice in the middle of that lineup. Sean Hagan has a few home runs as well. I think the thing that stands out for us, though, Coach, has been our team speed. We have 120 stolen bases already on the year. We have a lot of guys who know how to run the bases, know how to get good jumps, and understand the opposition that they're playing against, the pitcher on the mound, and know when to take those jumps. When you add that and combine that with overall team speed, you're going to get some stolen bases, and our guys have done a really good job on the base paths this year.
Everything's in place for these guys to continue to get better, but they've also gotten some recognition, and you've got some guys that have signed letter of intents already with some 4-year schools.
Yes, sir. We've already had 8 guys that have signed already. Chris Linhoff, sophomore pitcher from here in Hillsborough High School, he signed over with Truman State University. Jake Bax, a returning sophomore pitcher, left-handed pitcher, he signed at Arkansas State, along with 2 other guys that have signed at Arkansas State. Justin Springer, who closed the game out the other day against Maple Woods, he signed there, along with Tyler Thompson, the freshman pitcher that we mentioned. Positionally, Nathan Goro has signed at Oral Roberts University. Casey Goss is at James Madison out in Virginia. Mark McClellan, right-handed pitcher that we talked about before, he signed at Missouri State, and Tyler Boraz has signed at St. Louis University. So I hope that's all 8, but we've had 8 guys that have been fortunate enough to sign to move on to the next level.
And you've got some guys that played for you last year that are doing very well. I had an opportunity to talk to Mike Henneman, and he asked about Jake Lucci, who I think came to Jefferson through some connection through Mike, and I believe you told me Jake was at Elon doing extremely well.
Yes, he is, over at Elon University out in North Carolina. Very good Division I baseball program. They are not in the ACC, but they do compete in the ACC non-league wise. They're in the same league as Coastal Carolina, top 25 contender year in and year out. But Jake's hitting .370 on the year, leads their team in average, on-base percentage, and doubles. So he's having a pretty good year.
And before the show, we were talking about a young man that played during your first year as head coach, who is up with the big league team in New York.
That's correct. He's on the 40-man roster with the New York Yankees. Right now he's in AAA, but he's on the 40-man, so he should get a call up here in September. But his name is Schaefer Hall. And my first year here, we recruited him the summer before our first season. We were fortunate enough to land him. He threw 1 year for us, lost his first game of the year, Coach, at Arkansas Fort Smith, and then won 10 straight. Went 10-1 for us, second team All-American. And not only was he very good on the mound, just 100% genuine individual, great citizen, great family. He's been back before when we had our Baseball Hall of Fame. He would come back for that. His family has always stayed in touch with us. Just a genuine individual, and we're excited that he's doing well with the New York Yankees.
Coach, obviously you've got some help to recruit guys like that.
Yes.
And your coaching staff is extremely important to you. Review for us who they are this year.
Sure. Tony Underwood, who's been with us, I believe, now 20 years. Outside of Harold Edding, I think he's the mayor of Jefferson County. So he's been with us for a long time, does an outstanding job with our hitters and with our outfielders. Dave Oster, who was obviously my predecessor, he's been on board with us now for the last 3 years. Does a tremendous job with our infielders. Maybe one of the best infield instructors in the state of Missouri. I always learn something new when I see him working with our infielders. He's done a great job with our guys. And then, of course, Pat Evers, who's our pitching coach and recruiting coordinator. He's been with us now 2 years, and he's probably the MVP throughout this staff and this organization. He really works tirelessly and does an outstanding job for us.
Coach, you talked about your team speed. You talked about the power that you have, the strength of the pitching. Obviously, those are all the good things. What do you have to tweak to get this team tournament ready?
That's a great question. We've got to do a better job in a couple areas. Essentially, deal with 2 strikes. We have to do a better job on the mound, getting guys out on 2 strike counts. We're giving up too many hits with 2 strike counts, whether it goes 0-2, 1-2, and eventually works its way, the count works its way to 3-2. We're still allowing too many guys on base. And then from an offensive standpoint, we have to do a better job with 2 strikes. We got to do a better job of putting the ball in play, working the count better, and then also getting runners in from third base with less than 2 outs. Our offensive numbers, as good as they've been, could be better in that key situation with a runner on third, less than 2 outs. It hasn't been very good, and I think once we can get those things shored up, then we should be okay.
Coach, you've still got a lot of season left, even
Yes.
though we've won over 20 ball games. We've got a couple of important home games coming up. One on the 16th of April against region opponent Crowder, and then another on the 19th against a new conference opponent, Shawnee. Tell us about Crowder, because I believe we've played them already.
Yes, we have. We played Crowder about a month ago. They are the regional champs from the previous year. In fact, was a participant at the Junior College World Series, one of 10 teams. So they had an outstanding year last year. Have a good returning team. They're 30-10 on the year. They are sitting as the number 1 seed right now in the region. But we went down there about a month ago and split a doubleheader. Won the first game 8-2 behind Dalton Friend, who threw very well that day. And then the second game, we got down early 4-1, took the lead at 5-4, and then blew the save late in the game. Ended up losing in 9 innings. So they were 2 highly competitive ball games. We're very excited to get them back in here on Saturday, where we've played very well here over the last 2 years. This sophomore class has played extremely well here at home over the last 2 years. So we're excited to have Crowder in here on Saturday.
Well, hopefully we can get some fans out to watch your team
That'd be
on
good.
April the 16th against that Crowder Ball Club. But you've also got a pretty long road stretch here. I see coming up late in April, we've got Merrimack. That's a name that everybody recognizes in this region. North Central, and of course 3 Rivers. So you've got to do the job on the road as well.
That's a good point, and we talk about that with the guys. Every game in the region is important. It doesn't, the guys will get more fired up when you play a Maple Woods or a Merrimack or a Crowder, but each game has the same value. So 1 win against Crowder equals 1 win against North Central. They're all the same.
Right.
So we try to make sure that our guys understand that, and understand that they just need to focus on what they do day in and day out, regardless of the opponent. If they can handle their business and come out and do what they need to do and take care of themselves, then we'll be okay, regardless of who we play and where we play.
And obviously your focus really turns to the region, and you've mentioned that Crowder is probably the number 1 seed at this point if things ended today. Where do you stack up, and where do some of the other teams stack up in regard to region seeding?
Right now we're sitting pretty solid as the number 2 seed. I believe Mineral Area would be the number 3 if we started regional play today. Maple Woods, Merrimack, and 3 Rivers are all in the mix, and then bringing up the rear, I believe, is North Central and St. Charles.
And just I don't want to get too far ahead here and jinx you, Coach, but I'm excited about this team. And I look at region tournament play being May 11th through the 15th. Some benefit there for you, but maybe just a little bit more of a benefit for Mineral Area because it's in Farmington this year. A little bit different than last year's format.
Yeah, real excited going down to Farmington to play at the old Pro Park down there. We've had success down there as a team every time we've played down there. Tremendous atmosphere, and hopefully if we're fortunate enough to go deep into the tournament that we'll be able to use the proximity to our advantage in terms of getting fans there. Obviously parents will always be there, but to get a good crowd. The last time the regional was held in Mineral Area was 3 years ago. We ended up playing Crowder in the championship game, came all the way back through the losers bracket. Great tournament, great turnout the final day, great atmosphere, and hopefully we can generate some of that enthusiasm in Farmington 11th through the 15th.
Coach, good luck the rest of the way, and you're always enthusiastic, and I really enjoy watching your team.
Thanks.
But let's get a lot more people out there on April 16th to watch Crowder so they can get an idea of what this ball club's
That would be nice to come on out. You'll see very good baseball too, very good Midwest junior college baseball. There's going to be some scouts in the stands. Should have a good turnout and good 2 quality teams going at it. So it should be a lot of fun.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
That's been Sam Carel, Jefferson College head baseball coach, talking about Viking baseball. Again, April 16th, the Vikings will take on Crowder College. We also want to remind you that on May the 4th, the athletic banquet and Hall of Fame banquet will be held in the field house on the Hillsborough campus in Hillsboro, Missouri. And we also want to remind you about the golf tournament on June 22nd that raises scholarships for all of our athletes. I've been here with you today on Baseball Talk on the Sports Report. We want to remind you again, April 16th, come out and enjoy Viking baseball. Thanks for tuning in.